2019, paper 1, foundation tier, Edexcel exam board. It's a foundation tier paper. Question number 1, write 180 minutes in hours. You can do 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So 180 minutes divided by 60 would give you 3 hours. That's one way to do it. Or look at the top there. 60 minutes is equals to 1 hour. If you times 60 minutes by 2, you get 120 minutes. 120 minutes, you times 1 hour by 2, it gives you 2 hours. If you multiply 60 minutes times 3, it gives you 180 minutes. And you times 1 times 3, it gives you 3 hours. That's another way to look at it. Question number 2. Write 0.73 as a percentage. To change from decimal to percentage, you times by 100%. To change from decimal to percentage, you multiply by 100%. So you just multiply 0.73 times 100. When you multiply by 100, you remove the decimal place 2 places to the right. 1, 2. And it gives you 73. You move the decimal places 2 places to the right. You start from where it is. The decimal place is there. You move it 1, 2, and it goes in front. So it's just 73%. Question number 3. Work out 10 times brackets 3 plus 5. To do that, we use bit mass. Is there a bracket in it? Yes, we do the bracket first. So 3 plus 5, it gives you 8. Is there indices? No. Is there divide? No. Is there multiply? Yes, we do the multiply next. So it's 10 times 8, and that gives you 80 for question number 3. Question number 4. Write down a prime number that is between 20 and 30. First thing you want to think of is, what is a prime number? A prime number is a number that has 2 factors, 1 and itself. For example, 2, which is the only known even prime number, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 3, 5, 1 and 5, 7, 1 and 7, 11, 1 and 11. Now, they want us to find the ones which are between 20 and 30. So you can start from 21, 22, 23 will be your next one because the factors are only 1 and 23. And you can go 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 will be the next one, 1 and 29. So it says write down a prime number. So you can choose one of them. You can write 23 or 29. Question 5. Find a number that is exactly halfway between 7 and 15. So you can list the numbers from 7 to 15 and then choose the number in the middle, which is 11. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers on the left, 4 numbers on the right. So 11 is in the middle. That's the answer is 11. Or you can add 7 plus 15. That gives you 22. And you halve it or divide by 2 and you get 11. And that number is 11. Question 6. Harry is planning a holiday for 4 people for 7 days. Here are the costs for the holiday for each person. Travel, £150. Hotel, £50 for each day. Spending money, £250. Work out the total cost of the holiday for 4 people for 7 days. Let's work out for one person. For one person is 150 for the travel plus 350. Because for the hotel is 50 for each day, for 7 days is 7 times 50. So the hotel is 7 times 50. 50 pounds for each day. For 7 days is 7 times 50. So that's 350 pounds for the hotel. Plus spending money is 250. You add all of that. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 add 5 add 5 gives you 15 and carry 1. 1 plus 3 plus 2, it gives you 6 plus 1, it gives you 7. 750. And 750 is for one person. For 4 people, you times 750 times 4. 750 times 4 gives you 3,000. So for 4 people, the holiday would cost 3,000. Question 7. In Adam's garden, the flowers are only red or white or yellow or blue. The chart shows the number of red flowers, the number of white flowers, and the number of yellow flowers. So the color on the x-axis, on the y-axis, the number of flowers. So there are 8 red flowers, 10 white flowers, and 5 yellow flowers. The total number of flowers is 30. Work out the number of blue flowers. So the total is 30. So you remove the red, remove the white, remove the yellow. So 30 minus 8 minus 10 minus 5 gives you 7. So there are 7 blue flowers. There's 7 blue flowers. And write down the mode. Mode means the most common. There's 7 blue, 5 yellow, 10 white, 8 red. So the most common is white because there's 10 of them. Question number 8. Write the following fractions in order of size. Start with the smallest. When you want to put fractions in order of size, you want to make the denominator to be the same. The denominator here are 3, 4, 4, 12, and 2. We want to find the lowest common multiple. We can write the multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12, 16. Multiples of 12, 12, 24, 36 carries on. Multiples of 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. If you notice, the first number that is found in all of them is 12. 12, 12, 12, 12. So we want to choose 12 as the lowest common multiple. So our lowest common multiple is 12. So what we want to do is to make all the denominators to be equals to 12. So that means 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3. And 12 is there already, and 7. 2 times 6 is 12. And there's 1 times 6. So you multiply the same number at the top as the same number at the bottom. 4 and 4. 3 and 3. 3 and 3. 6 and 6. Now, the denominator is all the same, 12, 12, 12,
all 12. And the numerator is different numbers. You put the numerator, using the numerator, put the number in order. The smallest one is 3. So that will come first. 3 over 12. The next one is 4. You come next, 4 over 12. The next one is 6. You come next, 6 over 12. The next one is 7. 7 over 12. And the last one, 9. 9 over 12. Now, you can write them now in the original way they gave in the question. 3 over 12 is the 1 over 4. So you write it as 1 over 4. 1 over 3, you go back and look up there. 1 over 3, which is a 4 over 12. 6 over 12 is the 1 over 2. 7 over 12 stays the same, 7 over 12. It stays the same because we didn't change it, all 7 over 12. 6 over 12, the last one, 9 over 12, is 3 over 4, which is that. So the smallest is 1 over 4, and the biggest is 3 over 4. You put them in the order. Question number 9. Ruth left her home at 9 a.m. and walked to the library. She got to the library at 10:30 a.m. Ruth walked at a speed of 4 miles per hour. Work out the distance Ruth walked. You use the formula speed is distance divided by time. You need to memorize that formula. And some students learn it through the triangle. You want to find the distance, you cover the distance, is the speed times the time. So you use that triangle, you cover the distance, speed times time. The speed is 4 miles per hour, and the time is 1.5 hours. How do we get 1.5 hours? She left at 9 a.m. She arrived to the library at 10:30 a.m. So between 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. is 1.5 hours, because between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. is 1 hour, and between 10 a.m. and 10:30 is half hour. So 1 hour plus half hour gives 1.5 hours. So 4 times 1.5, it gives you 6 miles. So the distance that Ruth walked from home to the library is 6 miles. And the units are given, so you just write 6. Ruth got to the library at 10:30 a.m. She stayed at the library for 50 minutes. Then she walked home. Ruth took 1.25 hours to walk home. At what time did Ruth get home? So from 10:30 for 50 minutes till 11:20. So 10:30 plus 50 minutes is 11:20. 30 minutes to get to 11, and then another 20 minutes. 30 plus 20, it gives 50. So from 11:20, she starts to walk home, and it took 1 hour, 1.25 hours. So it would be 1.25 hours is 60 minutes for 1 hour and 15 minutes for a quarter. 60 minutes plus 15 minutes, it gives you 75 minutes. So between 11:20 and 12 o'clock, that's 40 minutes. Between 12 and 12:35, it's 35 minutes. When you add that together, that gives you the 75 minutes. So that's 12:35 p.m. At what time did Ruth get home? 12:35. Took 75 minutes. Add 75 minutes to 11:20. That gives you 12:35 p.m. Question 10. These are algebra type questions. Solve T, add T equals to 12. Solve means look for the value of T. What do you add to itself? What do you add 3 times to get 12? So T plus T plus T gives you 3T equals to 12. 3 times t. What's the opposite of times t? Divide by 3. So opposite of times, you divide. 12 divided by 3, it gives you 4. And you can check your answer. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. Part B, solve. X take away 2 is 6. You add 2 to both sides, or you take this minus 2 to the other side, becomes a plus. So x equals to 8, because 8 take away 2 is 6. Solve. 6w plus 2 equals to 20. The first thing, you want to remove the 2, and after you remove the 6. Removing the 2 is minus, because plus is minus 2. So 20 minus 2, it gives you 18. Removing times 6 is like opposite is divide by 6. 18 divided by 6, it gives you 3. So I look at it this way. Removing the 2 is like removing your shoes, and removing the 6 is like removing your socks. So you get the shoes out first before the socks. You cannot get your socks out before your shoes. Question 11. Work out 74 times 58. It's long multiplication. You lay it out all in a straight line. Very important, because that helps you to do it without making mistakes. So I'll put some guidelines to see if that will help to look at it. That's a straight line there. And when they're all in a straight line, it helps you to follow the work neatly. So 4 times 8 is 32. You write the 2 and carry 3. 8 times 7. 8 times 7, 56, plus the 3, 59. Now we do 74 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. You write the 0 and carry 2. 5 times 7, 35, plus the 2, 37. After you add them, 2 add nothing is 2. 9 add 0 is 9. 5 add 7 is 12. 2 and carry 1. 3 add the 1 you carry, it gives you 4. So the answer is 4,292. Question number 12. AB and BC are perpendicular lines. AB and BC are perpendicular lines. That means the angle between them is 90 degrees. Find the value of x. If this angle is 90, so it's 90, take away 25, and 90 and take away the other 25, that gives you 40. So that angle is 40 degrees for x. Next part, RS and TU are parallel lines. RS and TU are parallel lines, lines that do not meet. PQ is a straight line, a traversal that goes across. The angle, an angle of size 125 degrees is shown on the diagram. The blue angle there is 125. Write down the letter of one other angle of size 125 degrees. What you want to do, you look for the letter F for corresponding angles. So if you look at this, you can see it's like a letter F line on the side. You see that? Can you see the F? So this 125 corresponds to D. So 125 corresponds to D. So those are corresponding angles. So you can use D. Also, this is 125. Vertically opposite that 125 is the angle B. And B as well is 125. B for Bravo. So there's two angles that are 125 degrees. D for Delta and B for Bravo. And the reason could be vertically opposite angles or corresponding angles. For the next part, explain why A plus B plus C is 235. Right, we find angle A. The red line is a straight line. So the angle in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So 180 minus 125, it gives you 55. So angle A is 55 degrees. Angle A is 55 degrees. Next, we find angle B. Angle B is the vertically opposite angle, which is 125 degrees. And we next find angle C. Angle C, if you look at this straight line, angle C is 180, take away 125, and that gives you 55 degrees. So angle C is 55. So when you add A plus B plus C, 55 plus 125 plus 55, it gives you 235 degrees. And that is why you get that angle. That's 235 degrees. Question number 13. The length of a line is X centimeters. Write down an expression in terms of X for the length of the line in millimeters. So you want to change millimeters to centimeters. To change from millimeters to centimeters, you divide by 10. To change from centimeters to millimeters, you times 10. So we're changing from centimeters to millimeters. So we do 10 times X, it gives us 10X millimeters. So from centimeters to millimeters, you times by 10. 10 times X, it gives you 10X. Question 14. Work out 1/5 of 70. 1/5 of means times, multiply. So you do 70 divided by 5 times 1. 70 divided by 5 is 14. 14 times 1 is 14. Next part. Fiona has to work. Fiona has to work out the exact value of 48 divided by 2. She writes 48 divided by a half. 48 divided by a half. She writes 48 divided by a half is 24, which is wrong. Fiona's reason is there are 2 halves in 1, so there will be 24 halves in 48. Explain what is wrong with Fiona's reasoning. When you divide, you can change it to times. You change the divide to times and flip the second fraction, so it becomes 2 over 1. So it becomes 48 times 2 is 96. So when you divide, when you divide by 2 or by a half is the same as multiplying by 2. Dividing by a half is the same as multiplying by 2. Question 15. Write down the value of the square root of 64. Square root of 64, what number do you multiply by itself to get 64? If you multiply -8 times -8, you get 64. And +8 times +8, you get 64. So if you write 8, the answer is correct. But you can have +8 or -8. Those are still correct answers. But +8 would be required for this. Work out the value of 5 cubed. 5 cubed means you multiply the number 5 by itself 3 times 5 times 5 times 5. It gives you 125. Question number 16, expand. Expand in mathematics, it means remove the bracket. And how do we remove the bracket? By multiplication. We do 5 times 2, m, and then 5 times minus 3. 5 times 2m is 10m. 5 times minus 3 is minus 15. So expand means remove brackets. And how do you do it? By multiplying. Factorize means put in brackets. So 3n plus 12. 3n plus 12 is the same as 3 times 4. So what do you see on the left of the expression and on the right of it? 3 and 3. So you can put 3 out of the bracket, and what you left is n plus what you left is 4. So your answer is 3 brackets n plus 4. So factorize means put into brackets, put in brackets. Expand means remove the brackets. Question 17. Stewart throws a biased coin 10 times. He gets 7 tails. Maxine throws the same coin 50 times. She gets 30 tails. Pasha is going to throw the coin once. Whose results would give the better estimate for the probability that she will get tails? Stewart's or Maxine's? You must give a reason for your answer. For Stewart, probability of a tail is 7 out of 10. For Maxine, probability of a tail is 30 out of 50. But who threw it more times? Maxine. Because Maxine threw it more times, so that means that result is more likely or has more chances. So Maxine threw it more times, so because there's more trials. So Pasha should use Maxine's results because there's more trials. Let's go to the next. Use Stewart's and Maxine's results to work out an estimate for the probability that Pasha will get tails. 7 at 30 will give you 37. So Maxine threw it 50 times, Stewart threw it 10 times. So 50 times for Maxine, 10 times for Stewart. So total is 60 times. And the total success is 37. So it gives you 37 out of 60. Question number 18. The diagram shows a rectangular garden path. Wasim is going to cover the path with paving stones. Each paving stone is a square of side 30 centimeters. Each paving stone costs £2.50. Wasim has £220 to spend on paving stones. Show that he has enough money to buy all the paving stones he needs. So we need to work out how many paving stones he needs. So from one end to the other end is 600 centimeters. So if we put it on the side, 30 centimeters, 600 divided by 30, that means you can have 20 stones from A to B, 20 paving stones. And the paving stones, if you have 30, it's 30 for each side, 120 divided by 30, it gives you 4. That means you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 20 and 4. So how many paving stones? 20 times 4 gives you 80. 80 paving stones. How much is one paving stone? So we want the cost of 1 is £2.50. 80 would cost 80 times £2.50, which is £200. But £220 is bigger than £200. So we can conclude, show that it has enough money. So because £220 is bigger than £200, the money is enough. Question number 19. Work out 2 over 3 minus 1 over 5. We want to find the lowest common multiple. For 3 and 5, the lowest common multiple is 15. So to get to 15, 3 times 5, 2 times 5. We times by the same number for the top and bottom. To get to 15, 5 times 3, 1 times 3. That gives you 15 at the bottom and 3 at the top. Multiply the same number at the top and at the bottom. So it's 10 over 15 minus 3 over 15. That gives you 7 over 15. And how did we get 15? To choose 15, we can work out the multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. And the lowest common one is 15. That's why we chose 15. Another way you can do it is using the upside down table method, where you draw an upside down table. You can see it there in the pink color. You draw the upside down table in the pink color. And on each line is a multiplication, multiply, multiply. So 5 times 2 is 10. You write the 10. 3 times 1 is 3. So you have the minus and you write 3. And 5 times 3 is 15. So you write 15. 10 minus 3, it gives you 7 over 15. That's the upside down table method. Part B, work out 2 over 3 times 3 over 4. Give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. When you multiply, you can simplify first before you multiply. Or you can multiply and simplify after. Easier to simplify first before you multiply. But if the numbers are small, you can multiply first and then simplify after. So you can do 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So you get half. Or you can cross out the 3 on the bottom and cross out the 3 at the numerator. The 3 cross out the numerator, 3 cross out the denominator. Half of 2 is 1, and half of 4 is 2. So you have 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 2 is 2. You get 1 over 2. So this second one, we simplify before we multiply, and this one at the top, we multiply, and then we simplify after. Question 20. Here are 2 squares, A and B. The length of the side of square A is 50% the length of the side of square B. Express the area of the shaded region of square A as a percentage of the area of square B. We want to work out the area of a square is length times width. Square A is 1 and 1, so 1 times 1. And we can work out area of a triangle is given by this formula, base times height divided by 2. You need to remember this formula. Area of a triangle is base times height, and you divide by 2. So 1 times 1 divide by 2. It gives you a half. So we want to work out the area of the shaded region of square A as a percentage of the area of square B. So the area of the shaded region of A divided by the area of square B times 100% because we want to change it to percentage. So what's the area of the shaded region of A? Is half. Because it's a triangle, 1 times 1 divided by 2. The area of the shaded region of A is a half. What is the area of square B? The area of square B is 4 because we are multiplying 2 times 2. So the area of square B is 4. 2 times 2 gives you 4. So half divided by 4. Half divided by 4. You will change it to a times. Change the divide to a times and flip it round so it will be 1/4. So half times 1/4. Now you multiply the numerator. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 4 is 8. So it's 1/8. We want to change it to percentage. 1/8 times 100%. So it's like 100 times 100 divided by 8. Just to divide 100 by 8, you can half of 100 is 50. Half of 8 is 4. Half of 50 is 25. Half of 4 is 2. And half of 25 is 12.5. That's another way, one way to do it. Or you can just divide by a bigger number by 4 and then divide again. So to express as a percentage, you do the area of shaded region A divided by the area of the square B. And then you multiply by 100% to change the answer to percentage. Question number 21. There are 40 students in a class. Each student walks to school or cycles to school or gets the bus to school. There are 22 girls in the class. 9 of the girls walk to school. 7 of the boys cycle to school. 6 of the 10 students who get the bus to school are boys. Find the number of these students who walk to school. So it's best to do it in a table form because like lots of information. So it's boys and girls. So on one column, you put boy and girl, and they're either walking, cycle, or take the bus. And then at the end, you have the total and total. So we put in the information that they've given us. 9 of the girls walk to school, so we put in 9. 9 of the girls walk to school. We put in 9. So the 9 in bracket, that's the one that's given in the question. 9 of the girls walk to school. Let me put some arrows to help guide you on this one. So let's get it a bit thinner. So 9 of the girls walk to school. 7 of the boys cycle. 7 of the boys cycle to school. And 6 of the 10 students who get bus to school are boys. So these 6 who get the bus are boys. Now we can find the other numbers from there. So there are 22 girls in the class. So we want to go to the total. 22 girls. So from there now, we can start to work out the other numbers. What do you add to get 40? So 40 take away 22, it'll give you 18. And then 18 take away 6, 18 take away 7, you will get 5. And you have 6 of the 10 students who get the bus to school are boys. So for the bus, the total number of students who get the bus is 10. So you put that information in from the question. And you can get 4 by 10 take away 6. 10 take away 6 is 4. That's 10 take away 6 is 4. And then from there now, you can add 7 plus 9 will give you 16. And 5 plus 9, it gives you 14. So those who walk to school, you add 5 and 9, it gives you 14. So there are 14 students who walk to school. So questions like this, is very important to draw a table and do it neatly in the table. All the ones which are in bracket are the ones which are given in the question. And use those ones to work out the missing ones by subtracting from the total or adding to get the total. Like 5 plus 9 gives you 14 for the total who walk. 5 boys walk and 9 girls walk to school. Question number 22. There are only blue cubes, red cubes, and yellow cubes in a box. The table shows the probability of taking at random a blue cube from the box. If you take a blue, it's 0.2. We need to, the number of red cubes in the box is the same as the number of yellow cubes in the box. Complete the table. So probability adds up to 1. So the probability of blue and red and yellow will add up to 1. So 1 take away 0.2 gives you 0.8. And because the probability of red and yellow are the same, you find half of 0.8 to share it between red and yellow. So 0.8 divided by 2 is 0.4. So the probability of red is 0.4 and the probability of yellow is 0.4. And if you add all three of them, you should get 1. 0.2 plus 0.4 plus 0.4 should give you 1. That's how you complete the table. There are 12 blue cubes in the box. Part B, work out the total number of cubes in the box. If you look at the box, the 0.2 probability represents 12. 0.4 is actually double 0.2. 0.2 times 2 is 0.4. So 0.2 plus 0.2 gives you 0.4. So if 0.2 is 12, another 0.2 is 12. So 12 add 12 is 24. So 0.4 represents 24. And the other 0.4 for yellow represents 24. And you want to work out the total number of cubes. Total means you add all of them. So 12 add 24, add 24. That gives you 60. Total number of cubes in the box is 60.
Question 23. Dion needs 50 grams of sugar to make 15 biscuits. She also needs 3 times as much flour as sugar, 2 times as much butter as sugar. Dion is going to make 60 biscuits. Work out the amount of flour she needs. So let's start with the sugar. She's got 50 grams of sugar, and 50 grams will make 15 biscuits. Flour, 50 grams would make 15 biscuits. When you times by 3, it gives you 150, because it means 3 times more. So 3 times 150 to get 15 biscuits, to make 15 biscuits. Butter is 2 times more. From the question, 2 times as much butter as sugar. So 2 times 50 gives you 100. So for butter, 100 would give 15, make 15 biscuits. Now, 150 makes 15 biscuits. If you multiply 150 by 4, you get 600. If you multiply 15 by 4, you get 60. So 150 gives 15 bistic, 600 gives 60. So when you multiply by 4 on the left, make sure you multiply by 4 on the right. And that gives you the 600 that you need. Next part. Dion has to buy all the butter she needs to make 60 biscuits. She buys the butter in 250-gram packs. How many packs of butter does Dion need to buy? Butter, 100, and to get 15 biscuits. If you multiply by 4, 100 times 4, it gives you 400. 15 times 4, it gives you 60. But she buys butter in 250-gram packs. That means to get 400, you have to buy 2 packs. 250 plus 250 will give you 500. So to get 400, you have to buy 2 packs. Question number 24. Find the highest common factor, HCF of 72 and 90. This is one way of doing it, which it's long, but surprising, students tend to remember this method more. Factors of 72. You can list all the factors of 72. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, 72. List all the factors of 72. Factors of 90. You can list all the factors of 90. It carries on. And then you want to pick, and there's 90 there as well. And then you want to pick the highest. So there's 1 and 1, 2 and 2 found in both lists, 3 and 3, 6 and 6, 9 and 9, 18 and 18 is the highest number which is found in both lists. So the highest also means the biggest, highest common factor. Sometimes Americans call it the greatest common factor. So 18 is the biggest number. There's another method of doing it. You can use a factor tree. And from the tree, you can draw a Venn diagram. But this is also a good method to do it if you can work out those factors quickly. Remember, it's 2 marks. So you've got to be able to do this in less than 3 minutes in an exam. Question number 25. The diagram shows the plan, front elevation, side elevation of a solid shape drawn on a centimeter grid. So this grid is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So each of them is 1 centimeter squared. So the plan is what you see. The plan is what you see when you look from above, like a bird's eye view, like the plan of a house. You look from above, you will see a circle. If you look directly from above, you see a circle. And from one end to the other end is 4 centimeters. Because each of these grid is 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. When you stand, imagine it's a giant object and you stand in front of it to look at the front elevation. It's like looking at the front of a house. The front elevation, you would see this length of 4 centimeters as well. Same like this one. Same like this diameter there. You see the length of 4 centimeters. And what you will see will look like a rectangle. If you go to the site elevation, and you stand and look at it, you will still see a shape of a rectangle, 4 centimeters. In the space below, draw a sketch of the solid shape. Give the dimensions of the solid on your sketch. So the top is a circle. It's 4 centimeters. Half of it is 2. So that will be the radius, 2 centimeters. And if the side is 4 centimeters wide, you would draw an object which is 4 centimeters wide, looking like that. And from this other side, this is 5 centimeters. So 5 centimeters. So you can imagine a cylinder like a tin of beans. A cylindrical tin, the top is round like a circle. The bottom is round. So when you look from the top, you see that circle. When you look from the front, you will see this rectangular part. And when you look from the side, you will also see a rectangle. Question number 26. Shape A can be transformed to shape B by a reflection in the x-axis followed by a translation CD. Find the value of C and the value of D. There is shape A inside the first quadrant. Shape B is inside the third quadrant. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the first thing that happens to shape A is a reflection. Reflection means you must have a mirror line. When you see the word reflection, you look for the mirror line. The mirror line is this pink line. This pink line is the mirror line. That's where you do the reflection, because they say reflection in the x-axis. The x-axis is this pink line going across. Now, when you do a reflection, the object is there and the image is on the other side. And the object distance, this distance is 2 centimeters and this distance is 2 centimeters. So the object distance is the same as the image distance. You do that in physics. And the size of the object does not change. The size of the triangle stays the same. All you have done is reflected it. So it goes reflection. And then now, after the reflection, followed by means translation. Translation means followed by a translation. Translation means you move it to the left, to the right, up or down. The translation says find out how much you've moved it by. We're moving it to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you see the green line? You move it 6 to the left and 1 place down. And when you move to the left, you use negative. So minus 6 steps to the left and minus 1 step down. So minus 6 is for the x going to the left, and minus 1 represents the y going down. So it's minus 6 minus 1. Question number 27. A shop sells packs of black pens, packs of red pens, and packs of green pens. There are 2 pens in each pack of black pens, 5 pens in each pack of red pens, 6 pens in each pack of green pens. On Monday, number of packs of black pens sold is 2. This 2 dot means is 2. Number of packs of red pens sold is 2. Number of packs of green pens sold. The ratio is 7:3:4. A total of 212 pens were sold. Work out the number of green pens sold. So a total of 212 pens were sold. So the ratio 7:3:4. We had 2 pens in each pack of black pens. So 7 times 2, it gives you 14. So that gives us 14 for the black pens. We had 5 pens in each pack of red. So 3 times 5, it gives you 15. It's 15 in the red. 6 pens in each pack of green. 4 times 6, it gives you 24. Now let's find the total number of black, red, and green pens. 14 plus 15 plus 24. It gives you 53. But a total of 212 pens were sold. So 212 divided by 53 to get each part, it gives you 4. It's 4 parts. Now, we want to work out the number of green pens. Number of green pens is 24. So 24 times 4, it gives you 96. So the number of green pens sold is 96. So very, very important. You write down the ratio. 7:3:4. So 2 pens in each pack of black pens. So you multiply by 2, multiply by 3 for 5 pens in the red, and for the green is 6. Work out the total. It gives you 53. And you divide 212 divided by 53 gives you 4 parts. And then you multiply that by 4. 24 times 4 gives you 96 green pens were sold. Question number 28. Here are 2 rectangles. QR is 10 centimeters. That's QR there, 10 centimeters. BC, the pink one, BC, is equals to PQ. Color them pink. The perimeter of ABCD, this first one, ABCD, is 26 centimeters. The area of PQRS is 45 centimeters squared. PQRS is this one, 45 centimeters squared. Find the length of AB. AB, to work out the length, let's use the first information given to us, one of the information. The area of PQRS is 45. You work out area by multiplying the length times the width. 45 is equals to 10 times x. Let's call the width x. We didn't know it before. So what we can do is, what do you multiply by 10 to get 45? So it's 45 divided by 10. That gives you 4.5. So 4.5 is this width there. 4.5 is the same there. So 10 times 4.5, it gives you 45. Now, since PQ is equals to BC, that says that in the question, BC is equals to PQ. You transfer that 4.5 to this part as well. BC is 4.5. BC and AD are the same, 4.5. Now, we want to work out AB. We use the information for perimeter. Perimeter is 26, and perimeter is the distance around the rectangle. So to go around the rectangle, we add AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. That's how you work out the perimeter of that first rectangle. But we know 2 of the numbers. We know 4.5 for AD, 4.5 for DA. But AB and DC are the same. AB and DC or CD are the same. So 26 minus 9, it gives you 17, which is equals to 2AB, because AB and CD are the same. Now half of 17 is 8.5. So that means AB is 8.5, DC is 8.5, and then AD was 4.5 and BC 4.5. So the important thing is form the first equation using the area to find X, to find that length PQ. Use that length PQ, which is equals to BC, and form the next equation using the perimeter, 26, and then you can find the value for AB. Question number 29. Here is the graph of y equals to x squared minus 2x minus 3. So that's the U-shaped graph. It's a parabola. That's the x-axis, the y-axis. It crosses the x-axis at this point, crosses it at this point, and that's the minimum point, the lowest point. Write down the coordinates of the turning point on the graph of y equals to x squared minus 2x minus 3. Turning point, that means the graph is coming down negative. The gradient here is 0 and it starts going up positive. So it's turning at this point. The point where it is turning, you move to the x-axis is 1, move to the y-axis is minus 4. So 1 for the x and minus 4 for the y. It's turning because negative gradient is coming down, minus negative gradient. At this turning point, the gradient is 0, and it changed now is going up positive. Part B, use the graph to find the roots of the equation x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals to 0. The equation stays the same as the function, the graph you drew there. So we can use it. Find the roots. Roots of an equation is where it crosses the x-axis, and that is the x-axis there. Where does it cross the x-axis? At 2 points here, minus 1, and at this other point, 3. So at 2 points, minus 1 and 3. Those are the roots of the equation.